actually an acoustic version of one of the songs on the album. Agoya, Besa, free, Anope. Agoy, Besa, free, Anope. Agoy, Besa, free, Anope. Agoy, Besa, yeah. Japan, my international. We are going to do it natural. Kill some my super CV and the burn and I turn up and tell them I'm the down, dig it up, burn up Babylon. Rise up and see a market and dance and music, yes we party. Keep bouncing, rising. We're not in a bad man style. No divided, no divided. Earth and fire keep shining. Don't stop, keep moving on. Salvation coming for you now. Politicians keep them on the run. Realize about yourself alone. I go ya besa every one of me. I go ya besa every one of me. I go ya besa every one of me.
Rejuvenate my soul with these melodies. Every note enveloped energy when I spoke the words, embellished it. I relish it, my fellowship. When my sheep rebels spit these messages embedded in these masterpieces with cellular. I've got excellent, unscored evident. Been through the trenches, now I'm armed, watch my pepper them. Wetting them, boss spray, dog, they are wrecking in the Lord's grace. All praise God, put the best in them. Bomb the press up, don't read me, that's irrelevant. I made this for my people so benevolent. I know it's specimen, mobilize my regiment, control the microphone, the phone, to vocalize my eloquence. Words intelligent, these rappers versus negligent. No development personas with no relevance. My testament, my word is one. Verbalize my sentiments. Worthy of the throne amongst your mind before you, yeah. Let's dance. Let's play. Let's dance. Move to the, yeah.
Woo, that was super.
Wow.
Totally love that. So we've still got K.O.G and the Zongo Brigade. They've got an album coming out called Wahala Wahala, and we'll be getting deeper into that in a moment. But it has been described as an explosive album documenting life and culture through African fusion and roots of world music, linking Yorkshire to the rest of the world. Come on. Talk to us. Go on then.
Yeah, that was Agro, by the way. It's on the album. That was an acoustic version. Yeah, and Agro means play.
Agro.
Agro, yeah.
And what language is that?
That's tree in Ghana. Tree is Ashanti, the Ashanti region from Ashanti.
And if you can imagine that with a full 8-piece band just going for it, that's the type of energy.
It's an Afro-funk track on the album, and it's one of our favorites.
Universally favorite, or is it favorite for you, Kweku?
No, I'd say it always gets the crowd dancing.
It gets the crowd dancing because it's Afro-funk and it's quite fast. And it gets everybody. So hopefully, Yellow Arch, 30th of March. Yeah, we played in Sheffield.
That's one of our favourite Sheffield venues as well.
So that's the Yellow Arch Studios on the 30th of March. 30th of March.
30th of March. Yeah,
performing there.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night, and it's going to be awesome. And
but album is out on the 8th of March.
8th of March. Yeah.
And prior to the 30th, I understand you've got other tours as well.
Yeah.
In other different cities.
Yeah.
Talk us through that as well, because other people might be interested in following you wherever you go.
We start in Yorkshire as well. We start on the 9th of March in Leeds, the Wardrobe. On the 9th of March in Leeds. If you're in Leeds, come check it out. It'll be just amazing. Yeah. And then on the 14th, we go to Bristol, which is a Thursday night. 14th of April, we go to Bristol. And then on the 15th, we are in Exeter. Okay. And then 16th we're in Cornwall.
Wow.
We get to see the sea. Yes. I'll be like, I can't swim, but like I'll watch it. I watch that. I'll watch the sea. Yeah. And then after 16th, then we go to 20th. We're in Edinburgh.
Bro, I can't believe you can remember all
that.
No,
21st we're in Edinburgh. 21st of March we're in Edinburgh. 22nd, then Band on the Wall, Manchester.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then on the 30th, we are back in Sheffield.
This is like a UK tour.
Yeah, it's that's our exclusive UK tour just before we go to Europe. After this, then we are away. We just want to
April 12th.
Then April 12th, Newcastle. Then 13th of April, Jazz Cafe, London, which will be the last day, which will be amazing. So
do you have groupies then? Do you have like groupies from Yorkshire? I mean, you've got Leeds, you've got people that come with you.
Is it a food? Is it like chips?
Do you have people that support you, that come with you when you go on tour apart from the band? That when you go to Newcastle?
Sometimes. You know, people are busy these days, right? And the amount of travel we do. I thought groupies was chips.
I feel like sometimes it's a lot for people to follow us all around. It's a lot of driving, it's a lot of flying, and going about the place sometimes. So, but we do have regulars who are usually at our gigs. And we always make friends anywhere we go. So
we have
when we go
people.
back, there'll be people there.
That's lovely. Yeah. But Matthias, you are from Leeds as opposed to Sheffield, where...
I'm based in Leeds. I'm from Durham originally, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just got to represent like the North East.
That's why it's Afro-fusion.
It's some real fusion right there.
Durham and Ghana and Jamaica.
But talking about your fan base, or your traditional fan base from, what do you call it? Is it Vipers or Vespers?
Viper Time.
Viper Time. And sort of bringing in your engagement with K.O.G and Zongo Brigade to that audience. How has that been? How's that process been? This type of music is obviously different to what you've done originally.
Well, that's like, we used African music as a basis for that band music, and also Mansion of Snakes, the Afrobeat collective. So I think the people that like that music are very open to this type of music as well, because it's just, it's high energy, it's a fusion of lots of different styles that it's, people enjoy dancing to. It's fun for the musicians, so that translates well on stage, because if you see us having fun, then, it communicates.
Yeah, I have seen you have fun. Like, there's a festival that I was part of, and I think the crowd was just warming up to you and thinking you were just warming. In fact, you were doing your rehearsal, that whatever you call that. Sound check. That's what it is. You're doing your sound check, and I was thinking, it's so cold out here. How am I going to get people to come and and get entertained here? But just by you guys doing your high energy performances, I saw a lot of people coming around to the stage itself. Should people expect that with all your live performances that are coming up, a bit more of that?
Yeah,
times five.
This is our debut album, and we're really excited about it. So we've put a lot in. The show is like a proper show now. It's like we've
it's
had
not
time
just a set of songs.
We've had time to experiment. Because we tour all the time, we do different gigs. We have time to tweak it as we go along.
Yeah, we see what works, particular set lists. See if there's gaps, drops in energy, why that happens, how we can address that, how just to keep the energy going, and
So you just switch it up like magic, like that.
And as well,
it's
taking
vibes,
it from...
It's vibes, and we're 14 vibes at least.
At least. And taking it from that kind of perspective as well, looking at the album, the songs on the album, it has to be kind of a spiritual connection between the album and the crowd, which is our first album, and as it's such a conceptual album, it's easier to create that kind of energy and that kind of spirit already before, because it's called Wahala Wahala. People have already preconceived what it's going to be, so they know that this is either going to be dark and gritty energy, full of, it's full of wailing, full of barely your soul,
definitely.
This is where we've been, we're
it's
here.
An emotional experience.
It's very emotional as well. So that's what the album is all about, and say, look, guys, we are here. This is our story. This is why we like to be here, and this is the energy we bring,
So talking of the tracks that you've got inside the album, are they all new tracks or they're mixed?
Oh, there are some of them we've written it's been rewritten for 4 years. But
you've remixed it?
No, most of it, majority 90% of the album is brand new stuff.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and some of them, like poetry and some little stuff, are like stuff that we feel we've had for years and still people need to hear.
And we've not recorded it before.
We've never recorded, we've never put it out, so we had to just rejig it and restyle it a bit. But like, it's all original music from us, from the whole camp. Zongo music is. There's a lot of people who got involved. People came to play, and a lot of big respect to the boys and coming in and just jumping on and just doing this music and bringing still that energy. And people are like, whoa! It was just an amazing experience.
I believe in whatever you're doing, though, like any other job or like any other thing that you do, there must be challenges. I know you said the album itself called Wahala.
Wahala Wahala, double challenge.
Double challenge. So what are some of the challenges that you can share with us here today that you faced creating this album?
I'd say one of them's getting all 8 people. Well, there's more than 8 people involved in the album. It's the main problem is getting everyone together at the same time because everybody's really busy with their individual projects or just life in general. So I think that was one of the main problems, just getting people together. But then once we're together, we just go for it. And we make as much of the time as we can because we know it's not easy to get everyone in the same room all the time.
It was good because for like 2 or 3 weeks before we went into the studio, we met up at least 2 or 3 times a week on consecutive mornings, just writing the album. So by the time we did get to the studio, we were really comfortable with the tunes, and it just made the whole process a lot more enjoyable, and it captured this energy in the music because it was still fresh with us and we were still trying things out.
Great stuff. Just to, again, bring in something that was quite key when I was talking to you earlier, you talked about how you'd love to be trailblazers or inspiration for younger people. One of the key things that I have noted is that your album is signed to a label, but you are not signed to a label. What's the story there? What does that mean for you as an artist, as a band, in terms of your creativity?
The Zongo music motto is freedom. You know, with freedom comes creativity on a lot of levels. So just being able to control your own output on stuff that you do is just amazing. And it's the same kind of process. We love the whole ethos of the whole Zongo music is doing it yourself, and which is what we've done all the time. So we cut our album, and if a label likes it, they sign the album, and it's the same. They put it out, they help us put it out. We all shout about it, but
it gives us a big opportunity to get the music out to a larger audience. But we can still have the freedom to create what we're.
And we are really grateful to Heavenly Sweetness, the French label, who that when you were talking about challenges, that's some of the challenges with this kind of music, because it's such a niche, it's such a small. It's not small, it's massive. Like you said, Afrobeats, you know, it's massive. But like to play live Afrobeat live is such a small community. So spreading it and adding a lot of world influence, there's Latin, there's all sorts of influence on that. And for the label believing, you know, they are from France and saying, look, these guys, look at what they, and believing and even putting it out.
To be able to sign something without having a category to put it in, it's like, it shows that they've got a bit of confidence in what we're
I mean, it's not lost on me that historically, with a lot of black artists specifically, so this is across the diaspora from the United States, in terms of the mainstream sort of artists, years ago, they would lose a lot of the money that they could potentially make, I guess, by being tied down to certain labels. So I'm really pleased that that's something that people can learn from you guys.
Yeah, and like, it's nice for young people as well, and people from our roots, and people who don't even have, who are not fortunate to even get studios and that, to just know that, look at how these guys, I mean, we had nothing, like, when we came, and so it's just inspirational that you can still hold on to your mother tongue, even speak your own language, and make these guys half of the time don't understand what I'm saying. But it's just we speak a universal language because of the music, you know, and I have to explain what I'm singing to them and say,
But the rhythms just...
But most of the time when they explain it, it's like, oh, it kind of... Well, you actually thought that's what, you know what I mean? Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's it's just a bigger language than everybody. So it's just how you want to like attack the music. We like to do it DIY, and we are fortunate enough to have like a good booking agent, a good label who put it out for us, and slowly, just patiently, and humbly, we've just done our work. You know, we are not perfect. We made mistakes.
So it's constantly doing it all the time.
Well, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single
one step.
And that single step, you started it, and now you are there. So there'll be many young people out there who will see you now as like ambassadors or kind of like role models. So what kind of advice will you give to young, upcoming artists?
I'd say one of the main advice is to carry on whatever you love to do, and you've got a passion for it. Do it. Practice. Don't stop doing the thing. It's like time's
Invested.
Yeah, definitely. Invest your time. That sort of reveals something in the end if you put enough time into something.
And the Wahala Wahala is expected because you have to struggle at some point, right? So it's Wahala Wahala, but
That's part of the journey. It's part of the journey.
It's always.
you've got instruments around you. Talk to me. Talk to me, K.O.G. You've got so much going on.
We thought we should bring it, and then the ones we don't play, it will just be there, nice decorated. So I brought some for the people who weren't here, but like these are balafons, and like we said, traditional. We like traditional with electronic and mixing it all up, and just love music. It's really, it's not. We can't really. We always say we can't really point a finger into anything. For the young people coming, I would just say, just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself and listen to people who are doing it. That's the most important, because there's loads of directions. There's so many ways of making the pudding, but there's people who make proper Quaker oats, which you know that they can make the pudding. I know. So you just got to go to places, because else you'll be lost. There's everybody telling you. So try and find the most genuine source of information, rehearse, practice, and just believe in yourself.
And also working as part of a team, because you're a big band, really. So it's believing in each other and working together, I suppose.
Anything you want to achieve, I feel like you need people, you need help. You always
a good team. A good team. And these
music's a sociable activity. You know?
So I would really, really love you to play another song at some point. So I'm going to ask Bilo to ask you one last question, and then we'll sort of get back into your tour and your album and close off.
Don't ask like a hard question. He's like, what can I ask these guys?
Put me on spot now, but anyway, I just want to...
I love that. He does that to me.
I'm just looking at, because the instrument, and you mentioned at the beginning that your music dates back to history. And some of the stories you used to hear from the grandmothers, the grandfathers. And I was just looking at that instrument that you were holding earlier.
Shekere.
The shekere. And which back home, it reminds me of the elderly ladies, you know, when they were singing and dancing, holding it with the rope. Will you say it's the same?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same principle. It's the same. That's like, I grew up in Agege, and when we went to some places, and we saw, we were just there, and people, we just put instruments on the table, and somebody just came with a flute. So, and there was a guy in his house. He wasn't even a musician. He just had a whole music stuff in his house, and he wasn't even a musician. And people just, and that was just a social activity, just sat there. So it's just always. It's
we'll
just,
be sitting like this, and he'll just pass you an instrument, do something, like,
So it's just like what we saw when we were growing up is the same kind of culture I have kind of brought here, and I'm like, we can actually do it here. It's the same people, and I have kids, and we always encourage them, like, feel free, be yourself, because we used to play on milk tin,
make as much noise as you want.
Make as much noise, and that was, we were allowed that kind of, run into the woods and make your own instruments, and it sounds really good. Bring it here, and it's the same principle.
So I believe that's how you kind of like selling the culture out there. And as Chiwe mentioned, she said it's my last question, but I'll just apologize for that. So what would be like your message to your wider audience or to the people of Sheffield, because we're your tour coming on the 30th of March.
Yeah.
So what would be your message to them? This is like your opportunity. What are you wanting to say to the people of Sheffield?
Well, I've lived in Sheffield like 9 years. For me, 9 and a bit, or even 8 to 9 years, and it's become home. I've had kids, you know. I have a family in Sheffield. The people that took me on were from Sheffield, and bless them. Big respect to everybody. And this is the debut album. Like to say, we've lived here for so long. This is a part of our culture. We want to give you Wahala, and like the things you don't understand about us that you'd always want to ask and say, oh, why are you guys? This is the album. This is a way. Come to the tour on the 30th and come and say hello. And you've heard our music and come to all the shows. This is the show that you should come, because at this show we're gonna proper tell you the history of the whole thing.
And we always say peace, love, and energy.
Peace, love, and energy.
Energy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming to African Voices TV show today. It's been
Voices,
such an honor. I mean, I'm a big fan already, and I'm pretty sure that you will get lots of people following your music. So it's zongomusic.co.uk that people can go to, and they'll get all the information they need. So thank you so much to everybody who's joined us for African Voices TV today. We've had K.O.G and the Zongo Brigade. Please take it away.
Whoa, should we play Wonderful Life, which is a reggae, which is also on the album as well. This is called Wonderful Life.
This is celebration song. Definitely.
Keep dancing.
Next to you.
I see the world, I'm afraid. Pray for my fear to evade. Build up my mind and my faith. Free up my soul and my vein. Walking through fire and light. Treading on rivers of ice. It's hard when you're feeling the might. It's hard in the drum in your life. When I'm the man in the rain, drowning in shadows of shade. Stuck in the critical lane. Open for mystical change. Now we double the odds. The future we making big odds. Remembering the physical loss. The brain is the temple of thoughts. Wonderful, wonderful life. Wonderful, wonderful kind. Why do they fight? I don't know why. Wonderful, wonderful life. Wonderful, wonderful kind. Why do they fight? I don't know.
Sing songs out of freedom, escape, trying to break these chains. Switch lanes as we change the pace. Give thanks to the Most High, amazing grace. We taste the fruits of labor in the slaver's game. We all pay. The price never costs the same. For swords is close, daggers in this masquerade. Those lost some never had a chance to change. Your patterns were pain, so passionate, amazing grace. Tears on an angel's face, afraid to face. Another day fades away, the paper chase. Bills need to make a raise, a major change. Pray for amazing grace. Pray for me, change my ways, evade the dangers. Pray I escape this place. Pray for the pain to fade, just take away these days. What you pray to great.
Wonderful, wonderful life. Wonderful, wonderful kind. Why did they fight?
What am I fighting for?
I don't know
why.
Wonderful, wonderful life. Wonderful, wonderful
One of a kind,
Why did they?
What am I fighting for?
I don't know why.
Wonderful, wonderful life. One of a kind. Why did they fight? I don't know why.
Thank you so much.
Nice, Matthias.
Thank you very much, guys, for being here.